Hi, hi, hi. It's Roz here. It definitely is me. I've just got to shift a few things around. What I'm trying out, I have needed to spend a few moments, actually quite a few, to sort out my linking into the Soul software. I wanted to create a new product name for specifically this online reading scenario that I mentioned this morning in my daily live stream. And this is just going to my Ros Bounty Facebook page and I just shared it into the card reading group. That's a private group. It's only those two pages I've shared it into at the moment. I'm not sure how I do this, but I think, good morning, Bev, lovely to see you here. It is still morning, isn't it? And to Diane, good morning. Just share it out, that I am live. I think I can add a comment here. I've just got to find out my link and copy that again for the card readings I was wanting to do. Now, if you want a more, there it is, I can put it there. If you want a more detailed reading that's more than just a card pull, this is more what that's for. And because in the not being able to be in Renmark, I thought, well, I can still spend some time doing some readings today. I've also decided that Shaz and I are going to go back to swimming, and usually that is Monday. So when she's here to pick me up at 12, I will be off into the swimming pool. So that's my little plan so far for the day. So it's good to see you here. Now, I think I've got the gist of how my system is working with the Soul software. New product, new learning curve, but all in one integration is absolutely fantastic and marvelous. So I do actually have an affiliate link for that if you're interested, and I can send that to you if you want to have something that's a business software but with soul and heart in it, connecting everything together. So that's what I've decided to take on, and it does involve a bit of a learning curve. But what I thought I would do is just continue on with a bit of a demo of, or a reading of this is what I'd actually be using for these $30 Clayton's Renmark online readings that I've created with that link that is there. It does go to the website hypnosisplus.com.au, Renmark Online. It's what's called a landing page. So you'll only get the one page up. I haven't got the full Hypnosis Plus site happening properly at the moment. I just, because of the COVID and things like that, I haven't made the time for that specifically to update that website. The rosbounty.com.au is up and active, but it's not connected to the Soul software. It's just trying different things, stepping out and doing something new with pressing the buttons, because I know all of you people know how much I like pressing the buttons. So, Bev, I'm going to just use you as this little example here for this reading, just to use the demo. So, unless, of course, you don't want me to, you can say no, thank you, and I'll move it on to being more the emphasis for Diane. But really, when we have group readings as such, it can mean anything that you yourselves are picking up as part of the reading for yourself. It doesn't actually have to be specific to one person. So we're just going to lay the cards down as we've got yes, please, good. So this is directed. There's something in your life that you're wanting to have some answers for. It doesn't have to be revealed. You know what they are, Bev. So here we've got the cards just laid out like this. And do you want to pick a number between 1 and 18, Bev? And then I can start with that. So there's your yes, please. And if you'd like to just put between 1 and 18, and I'll start with that card. Otherwise, I can use the dice, and that's how I start readings as well, which I haven't got out of the bag yet. I've got this gorgeous little bag that Mum had when she was still alive. I think she used to have it as a little makeup purse when they were doing balls. In those days where dancing was popular and balls were a happening thing. So 7, we go to this card here as the 7 and start with that as the reading. So what you've got as the basis in answer to that inner question that you might have or you might not, it doesn't matter. What you've got is actually the spider on her web. And the basis of the reading is the creativity, the being able to do any design, pattern, intention that you have for whatever it is that question is. So there is creativity behind it and laying down your intention and how you would like things to progress. It's actually going to bring in the good luck. Oh, I must have moved that. So it's bringing in the good luck in relation to that as well. So what it is that you're going to be bringing in, I'm feeling that there probably is, you're creating something that's going to work well for bringing in income is what I'm feeling. So we're up on the 4 here, so that's where the horseshoe is. And it's going to be a bit of a slow progress, but it's something that I'm feeling that you've been working on for a while and needing to continue working with and bringing that to fruition. You've got a destination in mind, you've got an idea in mind, an end goal, something that is achievable. You can see it in your sights and you're actually moving towards that. So keep doing that because it's going to bring you into what's this next step? Celebration mode. So it's certainly going to bring in that feeling of yay, got there, got the party happening, and you're going to be able to actually invite others to share in that celebration as well. So pick up on that energy and move it forward. Keep it going. In whatever time it's going to take, the end result, you can actually celebrate some of those steps along the way. Okay, so here we are with this one, and what you've got is cutting. I'm sensing with this one, it's not so much getting to the point. I feel it's the sharpness of the sword, the cutting away of what isn't needed anymore, so that you're actually refining and defining and being able to really hone in on how you're designing, how you're building up, how you're shaping and creating. Remember, we started with the spider and her web. So you are really honing in and shaping and creating something that for you may be something you already know and are able to do with ease, but for others it may be something completely new. And that shaping and creating is really going to shine and bring it to a point, okay? So we're here on this one with the sword. We're continuing this story, remember? So you're bringing in a really good balance of what you're needing to. It does almost feel like a work-life balance. So you're cutting in and creating and really designing it as to how you want it to bring together that is. Is it something that I'm almost feeling like it is something that you're working at from home or able to do rather than going out to work, but being able to bring it into that wonderful home comfort space and design it so that it's a prosperity and comfort is what I'm feeling. So this is moving to the green 6. You're knowing your direction. It's almost like an instinct. Continue on with that. So tune in and hone that sense of direction. You're not going to bump into things. Trust that what you know yourself, as bats do, that they have an automatic sense really of their direction and where they're headed to as well. What you're bringing in is that shining star in your life. So there's been a dream that you've been wanting to head for, and it's time now to bring that forward. Really working in that energy of the dreams. So what you've started planning, it's certainly something that you're doing from the heart space and that you're going to be able to love continuing doing. It's nothing like starting something and you find out, you're starting something, spent a long time on it, and you find out that, you've got everything working well and then you don't like it. You are going to love it. So really keep working at it. It is bringing it into your space of now. And there we've got that step by step as far as the ladder goes. I'm feeling it's almost able to be systemised. I'm seeing that word SOP, which is system, SOPs, you know, um, or is it POS? You know, it's writing up a system so that anyone else coming in to do something, if you're not able to be there doing it, can do it. It's systemizing something. So it really is writing up those steps, almost like a checklist, I suppose, in some sense. So we move down here to see what the next step is, and it is grounding, being able to plant it almost like it's going to be that tower with its good foundation. See that? I'm trying to avoid the shadow of the camera. There we go. And it's almost focused. So you are going to start grounding that you're building so that it's actually going to have that. You've spent the time, you've put it into growing it, being able to set it in a good foundation so you can continue growing it. Up here on the one pink, sometimes it's actually almost like I'm not thinking that this is asking for help. I think you're going to be able to be a great assistance to others in what you're growing and developing in this as well. So there might be a time where you need to ask some advice, but I think feeling that it's more that you're able to give that guidance and advice outwards. So really trust that what you've got as your inner wisdom is worthy of sharing with others. And it's going to start on a new pathway. It almost feels like there's going to be a little bit of guidance and counselling that you're doing and showing people a new pathway, that you're almost on a new pathway yourself. It's or even grandchildren, you know, being able to do that mix of things. I'm still seeing those scales being part of that. So step into it. It's coming to home, like it really is. It does feel like what you're going to be moving into is certainly based from the home space and really bringing it to home. And it feels so loving and comfortable and warm and cuddly almost. So I think really step into that. And wow, you're getting a lot of cards on this one. So here we go with the boat or the ship. Being able to, like, as much as sometimes the home comforts and the rest, sometimes it's really good to take that leap where you're actually going to spend a bit of time. This one is cruising, like it's more like holiday time, so that there is that you're going to need to be planning into your time space, you know, home life as well, is taking those little breaks away. It is more than just an overnight bag trip, so it does feel like you're going to have those as part of your rewards in what's coming ahead. So opening the new doorways, it really is shifting your energy into that's going to be something new, or opening that treasure box that you know is going to bring it forward. Now 4 blues, this one. So, and that's where the treasure is. So I do feel that means that the money's going to be, you know, it's abundance. This isn't just money, it's an abundance. So the quality of life, what you're desiring, what your intentions are of what, you know, what you really have been wishing for with the star is coming to fruition. So trust that, keep it moving, and there's the trust there. We have got the cross there. So you're going to have all the cards revealed. Wonderful spread. And just looking at the way that the story unfolds, it really is trusting that process as we complete this story and move back to what you are starting to create even now. Okay, in this moment, this time and space. So quite exciting, really. So I hope that was beneficial for you, and that it's a pretty good demonstration here of how these cards work. Now I am going to just pull the cards up again and shuffle and lay down again. And I'll do with these same cards, but not with the mat. I'm wanting to do the next. Diane, are you still here? Would you like to have just a reading out of the Divination Divided booklet that I've got? And these two tools, they are from Tea with Karen, Karin. She has a website and also an Etsy store. It is cheaper to purchase her products from her website, though. So, because that doesn't have the fees that an Etsy does. So, are you still here, Diane? Yeah, it's Diane who's there as the... Now, that's something I didn't realise. I need to put a bit more of a background on the comments, don't I? Change that up a bit. Hard to see, isn't it? So, for anyone that would still like to have a reading later, I'm actually going to put a post into my Rosbandy page just to invite booking via that link that I've put in the comments here. That's going to be available all day today, for the rest of the day today and tomorrow. I actually record them just like I'm doing this live stream. And it's a special price, the $30 for 15 minutes plus. You've seen roughly how long that reading took of just the Curiosity tea leaf card reading system. That one actually is... Actually, what I should do is go down to here so you can still see this there in the corner. Does that change it round? It does it too small, doesn't it? So with the Curiosity Tea card reading that's here, this is a steampunk version. She has different versions of the mat and the cards. I've got the steampunk version, and this is very similar to how the Divination Divided is also designed. It's with, I think it is with that steampunk factor in it. Just going to shrink me down again on that one and swap the screen scenes. Okie dokies. So I will just do a quick... Diane hasn't popped back in with a comment yet, so she may not be here, may have been called away. So I'll still do... Or Renna, are you still here? Would you like to have a quick reading? I just want a between 1 and 60 for this Divination Divided. It just gives me which spread to use as the demonstration. So because there is 60 straight, I'll actually show you so that you can see what I mean, and I'll put you're always stalking, Rena. Would you like to choose a number between the 1 and 60? Because this Divination Divided, as you're seeing as I'm opening it up, actually I will take the cloth away because it's a bit distracting. So as I'm opening that up, it is divided. Divination Divided is card spread readings like we'd have with any tarot or Lenormand or whatever. And each of these that Karen has designed, there is page 37 that has 3 cards. There is the first one that has 3 cards. Some of them have 4, some of them 3. There's one that's just 2. So 1 and 60, 27. So from here I'd go, and I think that's on the top half, so I'd leave the bottom blank and go to find 27, which should be here. There we go. So this is what we've got here. I will then just come in a bit closer on those 3. You can see them, Renna. And I'll lay out the 3 cards. So this is how I would do these. Of course, for a private reading, because the way I do my recordings, it is private. It's linked to an unlisted link. And I'm just keeping an eye on the driveway because I've got to be ready for Shaz when she's ready, when she pops into court to pick me up. So there's the 3 cards that I would be using. So what we've got here is, what does the universe want me to know? And here we've got the corresponding card directly below. So what I would actually suggest is the universe is wanting you to know, take things step by step. You are there's creating something. Now I'm just trying to tap into what Spirit's trying to tell me. Be careful, set the ladder on steady ground, and as you're taking those steps, make sure that there is the balance that's been being maintained, that you are aware of what is happening around you as you're taking each step up. Doesn't mean to say you have to go to the absolute top, because we know that's the most risky. It's just having that ladder in its space and place, steady on solid ground, so that you can, with confidence, take that next step. And and oh, you love all these different ways of reading that I'm coming across. Yeah, well, it's tools. It's beautiful to have each and every one of these. A tool. It's being adventurous and discovering what Spirit's got for us. It's always different ways of how we can read signs and symbols and whatever we're getting in as our messages. And I've always loved playing games. And although this isn't a game, it really has that lightness of spirit and connecting, that we can be adventurous with how we're connecting with our spirit, with how we are connecting with the guidance and hearing those messages. So, this is what the universe wants you to know at the moment. And in what way should you manifest this? So, it really is. And what I'm seeing and sensing with this being the money, the abundance card, is spend the money on quality, so that what you've got with the tools that you're working with is quality and going to last you a good length of time, to be really serviceable. Um, you know the saying, you get what you pay for. So manifesting that is going to actually be spend that bit of extra money to have that in the way that you need to be able to trust most succinctly that you've got a good ladder, in that symbolism. So how do I learn to trust this is from a divine source? It's in the stars. Look at that. We've got that. Where do the stars belong in the cosmic sense? They are in the spiritual sense. They really are that shines most true for you. Each and every one of us, as we look out to the cosmos at night in clear skies and see the stars, every single one of us is going to notice a different star shining the brightest. And so that's how you learn to trust it. That is shining the most brightly for you is for you, most definitely. So that's how that's shining up. And I'm just reading your comment too, Bev. I'm not going to put all of them up, although I think I can here. Thanks so much. Your daughter and two grandkids are waiting on your department housing house, being ready for us to move in. You've been living in tents. Oh my goodness, at the moment, so your reading really resonates. Oh my goodness, I am going to just pop that up there. An adventure in tents, but wonderful to be able to shift into your own home. You're feeling frustrated, waiting for the maintenance to finish work on the house so you can get in there, hoping it'll be real soon. Intend that as if you are already there, and it will happen sooner than you think. So that is an absolutely wonderful message to be receiving from those cards and that system of reading. Absolutely. I think that's wonderful. So thank you for sharing that feedback too. And for you, Renna, wow, so spot on message for you right now too. Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking part in this. I will get to it and actually do a post, thing, not the live stream with that link in it. For any of you, if you've got friends that you know might be interested in just a $30 reading, it will be a little more detailed and not so rushed feeling. I do go into a little bit more detail when it's the personal and private readings. So let them know. It's a jolly good value. And after I've come back from the swimming, I'll be able to get in and do those recorded live streams. I'm pretty sure the process allows or expects an email to be shared as well, so that I can send that link back as an unlisted YouTube video. So if the person receiving the reading wants to share it with another, they can, but it's certainly not me putting it out in public. It is private as much as you want to share or not for yourself. So that's what I have found has worked the best in the way that I do these readings for online. And I love doing them. And it is certainly, there can be a mix of so many different ways of using the tools. So I'm looking forward to exploring even more with my Healy, actually, because I know that I can do a bit more in-depth coaching style with the Healy. And the Healy is this device, which I probably have shown you all before, and it's this one there. So I use that, and it can be in the form of it's vibrational frequencies and energy stuff, sharing that. So thank you, thank you. I'll leave it there for now. So share it round, and thanks so much. You've been imagining you living in the house and getting your cats and bird back, who we haven't seen for 4 months. Oh my goodness. It's so much the sign of the times at the moment with how people are becoming very inconvenienced and uprooted, and all different ways of how real estate and the last few years energetically has been shifting us around in so many different ways, and homelessness has been a huge part of it. Even my daughter has needed to move out again from her housing because she was renting and the owners want to come back. It's just so much and so difficult to get private rentals even. She was very, yes, different ways of having to cope. I give, wonderful that you've been able to cope at this point with tenting. It is getting colder and not as convenient. Well, I'm assuming you are in Australia and coming into winter, not a good space to be in tents, but wonderful that you've been able to continue onward and struggle, yes, but being able to now look forward to shifting into a house. Wonderful. It will happen. It is already. Okay. So, and the Healy does still intrigue you, you'll have a look. Have a look at them up. Look, message me and I can have a chat with you personally. Yeah. Uh, I love the device and everything, but I'm not a network marketer. I think they chose the wrong path for sharing their product and all that it is. But hey, look, we all can have opinions around how things are, um, shared with others as far as the way that we purchase and on sell things. But I can have a chat with you just for the options with the device, or even just having a session to try it out. You are in New South Wales, yeah. Cool, I thought so. Okie dokies. Thanks heaps for being with me, even just for this brief session of live streaming. You know I love live streaming and pressing the buttons. So I'll probably pop back on again later this afternoon maybe and do another similar, but certainly just to share out that, the link that I'd sent as far as to the actual booking page for the $30 reading. For those that are feeling they need a little bit extra help in that guidance and connection with spirit. I just love the tools too, you know that. Okay, we'll catch you next time, and bye for now.